right, we are live. We are live. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Y'all already know the deal. Y'all know the routine. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Whether you're catching it. Uh-oh. I'm in my good chair. Y'all know I broke my other chair. So this is my good chair. Still squeaky. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the building. Do appreciate each and every one of you being here. You already know the deal. You know the routine. Hit the like button before we even get this thing started. Hit the like button, whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded. Going to be talking again about the Jonathan Major situation. The plot keeps the plot thickens. The plot thickens. It's one weird aspect that I'll get into. I got a number of other stories that's on the docket that I will be getting to, but I do got to cover just the strange aspect of this whole thing with Jonathan Majors. I was tempted not to do it. Was tempted not to touch on it because I mean it's again it's messy when we're operating off speculation, but they could charge somebody up and end careers off of speculation, and that's really the part of it that I got to cover. That's the part of it that I got to cover. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Strap on in. Let's get ready to go. Ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What is up? What's going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the building. Do appreciate you. Come on in. And I hate that term, come on in, when people say that, because anybody who's in is already in. So there's no need to say come on in. They already here. And the people that's outside of here, they can't hear us anyway. They can't hear us anyway. So why saying come on in? So, but welcome everybody that's in the building. Shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early. Shout out to RM, of course. The night show last night was definitely a good one. Highly recommended. You check that out after this one, of course. After this one, don't leave here. I'm being like, get out, stirring up my drink. Hopefully I don't hypnotize nobody, send nobody to the sunken place. But definitely a good show. Had some technical difficulties at the beginning that I had to edit out, but once we got going, we had LAR, Chantel Simone, and Game Changer on the panel. It was two new girls. One of them had technical difficulties. One of them had to leave early. Well, no, Shannon's not new. She's been here before. But no, great show. It was fun. Good conversation. Definitely recommend that. And I'll be going on Chantel Simone show, I believe Tuesday. So we'll see how that goes. So What else do we got? What else do we got in here? But yes, the night shows are going down every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, no matter what. Make sure you are there and present for that. But shout out to once again, shout out to, of course, our M. Who else we got in here? Holden Middich. I hope I said that right. Thank you for being present, as you say right there. And also shout out to the Mac the Trucker. Shout out to the Mac the Trucker in the building. Says, don't get teacupped. Don't get teacupped. Yeah, that's interesting. But he also says, what's good, everybody? What's good, everyone? All right. Cool. Let's get into it. He says not. She says not the spoon stir the sunken place. Oh yeah. We trying to keep people out of the sunken place. Let me talk to y'all for a little bit while we wait for people to come on in the building. Says more and more returns in the building. Says what's funny is that Ezra Miller has done far worse, yet he hasn't got slammed at all. Find me an article on that, on Ezra Miller. I want to investigate that. I heard some people taking that angle, saying other people of other races do worse and get less public outlash or backlash. That concept gets challenged. People like Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp took a hard hit. He lost a lot of money. He won his lawsuit, fortunately, but he took a hit off just simply being accused. The biggest issue with the whole Jonathan Majors thing to me is that it's not just the incident where something happened. Something did happen between him and his girl. All right. Something did happen there. It's debatable as to what happened. It's evidence through text message that she was remorseful and was, it sounded like she was taking some responsibility for what happened. But either way it go, something did happen. The biggest problem I have with that I'm going to get into is the fact that they're saying other women are coming forward. Now, how exactly does that work? Now, I understand with grape, there's a such thing as, people coming forward later and putting the charges out there. One could argue that they shouldn't be able to do that. If something like that happened, you gotta report it. You can't. Yeah, obviously the Bill Cosby coming back, a few millennia later, like that's ridiculous. I think we all can agree that that's ridiculous. But in the Jonathan Major situation, it seems as if they're coming back after women that he's been with before. Like he's facing public outlash and criticism for this exact situation, of which there's a police report, police record, and all of that is all of that is on the table. All of that is firmly on the table. And so it's like the insult to injury aspect of it is what I don't like. Like, for example, me, I've never hit a woman, but I was married once. And let's just say, hypothetically speaking, when I was married, let's just say I did hit her, 2-3 times or whatever. Let's just say that. Okay. Would it make sense? If I get into an incident, let's just say 5, 6, 7 years down the line, and then my ex-wife and some other ex, and they just come out adding, just trying to pile on it to try to further, he already has a case going. There's already a case going. People unrelated to it want to, pile on. So it's not even a legal situation. It's a court of public opinion piling on to just basically hurt a career. And it's wrong. Is wrong. If somebody was hit in the situation, they call the police, they file a police report, they get the person who did something to them, they get that person accused, and get that person charged up in that moment. I support that if something actually happened. But the pile on, no, I don't like that. I don't like the pile on aspect of it. But we're gonna get into that. RM just sent me something about a timeline of Ezra Miller's recent controversy. See, I know nothing about this. And I didn't got time to read it. This guy looks real suspect. All right. I don't know enough about that, but I just wanted to glance it. But all right, got a number of topics here today. Shout out to everybody in the building. Do appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Vincent, Lindsay. Shout out to Carlos. Shout out to Sir Jack Mehoff, one of those names that need to change. Shout out to you. All right. Before we get all the way into the main topic, even though I gave you the teaser trailer for it, I do got to touch on a number of other topics. So, with that being said, I'm about to play for you all some not so beautiful bean footage.
I can't love you because I'm attracted to Josh. I just saw Josh, and there is some chemistry.
So what was the talk about?
It was him basically confessing his feelings.
What are you saying to me right now?
I don't want to be with you anymore, and
You want to be with Josh?
I will find that out.
Okay, Jackie. That is very hurtful.
I'm just telling you, Marshall, that I just can't be with you. I can't.
I would like the ring back because I don't think that you deserve it. Because you should never have accepted my proposal.
Well, I'm gonna keep the ring because I accepted it because I wanted to marry you. Everything I told you in that pod was real.
And you know what? I don't even care. You can keep the ring. Every time you look at that thing, whatever you do with it, I want you to be reminded that you passed up on something great.
Okay.
In the words of, I can't even remember the name of said coach, but
they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
I like where you're going there. Hold on, there right there. I like where you're going there. That's about right. I would say that's definitely about right. So is this?
You raggedy bitch.
Oh man. The badness of that. It was a few layers to how just how bad that was. It was a few layers to just how bad that was. And this is what I mean by it.
And
You want to be with Josh?
I will find that out.
Okay.
All right. Here they are. Okay. Remember yesterday when we was talking how we were talking about the whole idea and concept of leverage. We was talking about the idea and the whole concept of leverage. No, I don't think this is skit. I mean, it was definitely, I think, a reality show. Not a skit. Truth be told, I don't know what it was. It just popped up on my timeline. Yeah, I think it's definitely. You know what? I don't know what it is. I know it's not a skit because people were talking about it in the comment section on his Instagram page as if it was an actual friggin' as if it was an actual thing. Like they knew backstory. Okay, if people know backstory to it, it's not a skit. So it's not a skit. But here's the deal. She's leaving the man that she's engaged to. You know, one thing that this space has done, it has snatched the mask off the proper Scooby-Doo villain. It has unmasked the Scooby-Doo villain. When they look at all the chaos and disorder between man and woman, men have been blamed for it. Men have been blamed for it. Women have gotten a pass. Men have been blamed for it. Women have gotten a pass. One thing that we've done is we've put in a highlight, and we got to give Kevin Samuels his props on that, because so many times when chicks called into Kevin Samuels' show, it was so many stories like this for no good reason. For no good reason at all. They were just calling it off. It was like, the modern woman wants to be free. The modern woman wants to be free. And then men are gaslit and told that, whoa, you just step up and be the better man, be the best man you could be all you could be, basically be the prototypical, traditional man to a modern woman. That's what they argue, to the point to where they're taking rings off. Well, they're really not even taking rings off, because she said she ain't giving it back. She said she ain't giving it back. She accepted the proposal. She's not giving it back. And it's the complete and total lunacy to it is the level of gaslighting that they tell men, you do A, B, and C, a woman just going to fall in line and act right. But she's sitting there saying that I'm leaving a situation where I could, allegedly complete what they pretend like is all their relationship goals bucket list. She's going to leave that situation to go be with somebody that she don't even know if she really even want to be with that person. She's just like, hey, I'm about to just see. I'm about to just go and we just about to see what happened. We just, she's leaving a proposal that was going to lead to, she's leaving a would-be marriage to basically just go kick it. Like that's what's going on there. When we see it right out of the horse's mouth, it's like, are we still charging men up at this point? Like, men could get charged up with simping, with overvaluing a woman and not valuing themselves. Remember when E Black said, do you think this space of men do you think this could radicalize men? As if we're creating, mass shooters or something like that. He said, you don't think the rhetoric and the talking points in this space can radicalize men? I'm like, right, it could radicalize them to not be simps. It could radicalize them to not take women like that seriously. It could radicalize them to not walk into the buzzsaw. Like, all of those things are possible. All of those things are very possible. Probable at this point.
Okay, Jackie. That is very hurtful.
I'm just telling you, Marshall, that I just can't be with you. I can't.
I would like the ring back because I don't think that you deserve it.
He's already with some I would like it back energy. It's like, no, you need to go physically strong arm that ring, go out. Is it on her finger now? Is it on her finger now? Grease up your hands with some baby oil and slide that thing right off. We ain't about to have a conversation. It's coming off. It's coming off.
Because you should never have accepted my proposal.
Well, I'm going to keep the ring because I accepted it because I wanted to marry you. Everything I told you in that pod was real.
Don't that take all the sentimental value out of a damn wedding ring when, like, she's looking at it like, I could just put it on another finger on the right hand and just floss, or I can go to the We Buy Gold place. Like, it's like, no, if you ain't marrying the man, that's not your damn ring. If you're not marrying him, that is not your ring.
And you know what? I don't even care. You can keep the ring. Every time you look at that thing, whatever you do with it, I want you to be reminded that you passed up on something great.
No, she's going to be reminded of the sucker that she used temporarily in a situation. Now, again, I don't like to just beat up on men for trying to do, using air quotes, trying to do the right thing. I don't even like to beat up on them for that, because in a perfect world, the guy is acting the same way that men have acted for the longest. He has not recognized we're in different times. He do not see he don't see what's in front of him. And that's the problem. That's why this space is needed. That's why this space is needed, despite people telling you that it's not. That's why this space is needed. This man probably has a good job, probably, got, probably make good money, is probably successful, but he still don't understand the game when dealing with these modern chicks. He still don't understand it, which means he's still going to be at a disadvantage, which means he's still going to walk into that buzzsaw and she's going to have more to take from him. He's kind of lucky that she just took a ring and that's it. But she wouldn't be taking that ring. She wouldn't be taking that ring. I just ought to it. She wouldn't be taking that ring. But shout out to Carlos, says he maintained frame though. That's the trick bag. That's also the trick bag they got us in. He maintained frame though. That's the trick bag they got us in, largely in part because being stoic and non-responsive, that's maintained frame. But that maintaining a frame causes her to be able to part with everything that she want to part with. She's walking away with she's not parting with anything. She's leaving with everything that she wanted to leave with. She's taking it with her. That's what maintaining frame will get you. But if you get out of pocket and say, no, I paid for that ring. It was for the wedding. You don't want to get married. I'm getting my damn ring back, and you getting it back right now. And it is what it is. And you ain't getting up out of here unless that ring is in my hand. He get up on that, and now he's being emotional. Now he's, he can't let something go. A man shouldn't care. A man should move on. And then it's like, no, it's like, so we in that trick bag. You could be still and stoic and quiet, and then she don't part with nothing, and you take a bigger L, but you got your pride and your maintained frame. Your chest was poked out. But if you go ahead and do what you got to do in that moment, then oh man, why you getting all out of pocket with a female? It's a lose-lose. But shout out to Carlo. He says he maintained frame though instead of trying to take it back. Lesson to be learned here.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
Not really. Not really. Let me see. I'm about to play something really, really quick. About to play something really, really quick. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me.
Hold up.
I haven't seen this, but I'm being told that it is related.
Considered a conditional gift. In Texas, do you get the ring back if your fiance calls off the wedding? An engagement ring is considered a conditional gift. Until the wedding takes place, the condition has not been fulfilled, which means if your fiance breaks it off, you get the ring back. But if you break it off, you may be out of luck. In Texas, do you get the ring back if your fiance calls off the wedding? An engagement ring is considered a conditional gift. Until the wedding takes place, the condition has not been fulfilled, which means if your fiance breaks it off, you get the ring back. But if you break it off, you may be out of luck. In Texas, do you get the ring?
Now, I must say, I didn't know it was anything on the books in any state anywhere on this subject matter.
Okay. Marshall.
I did not know that. I thought that it was survive. I thought if somebody canceled a wedding proposal, and you wanted your ring back, I thought it was survival of the fittest. I thought it was just a war of attrition. Perhaps you could take her to court, maybe, but I thought it was like Charlton Heston when when they got into the little gun law debate and he held up his rifle and was like, "Out of my cold dead hands." I thought you had to pry it. I thought you had to snatch it off of her cold dead hands if you wanted that ring back. I did not know that it was any type of legal precedent, anything on the books. I thought I basically thought it was a death match. You didn't pay $10,000 for a ring. She accepted the ring and then declined the proposal 3 months later. I thought that ended in tournament death match. I did not know it was any legal precedence, anything you could do, because I know how it works. I know even when you're doing child support, you've been supporting the kid for 5 years, and then she go and she go and say that hey, he haven't took care of the kids, he haven't done this, he haven't done that, and then you could prove all this stuff that you did, and then it's not child support. They just say it was just a gift. People can be if you try to sue somebody that you was in any type of intimate relationship with for anything that you gave her that you want back, nope, gift. I thought the legal precedence on that was it was a gift. So that's why I was like, if he wants that ring, he got to be down to out of her cold dead hands. That's how I thought it went. I thought it went just like that. So I'm delighted to know that there's some legal you can handle it legally. You can handle it legally. Good to know. Think is from a show called Love is Blind on Netflix. Yeah. I mean, I was confident that it was a show because when I saw this on Instagram, they were essentially basically talking about all the backstory and everything. But this is a cold-blooded part. Here's a cold-blooded part to it right here. Just listen at the end after he give his whole little spiel of how this is going to remind you of the man that you lost.
And you know what? I don't even care. You can keep the ring. Every time you look at that thing, whatever you do with it, I want you to be reminded that you passed up on something great.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to be reminded that you passed up on something great. Okay. Fine by me. Fine by me. But thank you for the $2 super chat, Dane C. Greatly.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Oh boy. One other story I got to get into before I speak further on the main topic. And I didn't get that positioned quite right. Excuse me. I didn't get that positioned quite right. I gotta slide a little bit over, just a little bit. I guess that'll do it.
Hold up.
I guess that'll do it. I'm still not quite in frame. But some of you may know about this story. Now, this is interesting. This one is interesting. It says Florida middle school teacher accused of organizing fights between students in classroom. No screaming, no yelling, no phones. She is organizing an in-school fight club. That's what's going on. Not Fight Club like what Anton created over there, but no, I mean like the movie Fight Club in school. Let me pull up the article. I'm just gonna read it off the Instagram. Y'all can't see that. Y'all can just see the image of the said individual. But it says a woman identified as a teacher at Griffin Middle School is in Tallahassee, Florida, is facing charges for contributing to the delinquency of a minor for what court documents call an alleged role in organized fights in her classroom. The documents note that a school resource deputy was alerted on March 24th that students were being allowed to fight in 23-year-old Angel Footman's classroom. Now, you know the crazy thing? You want to know the crazy thing is that when we be playing those, and Nate did that on my show. I took it down, put it on Patreon for other reasons. But Nate be liking to play those clips of those. You know, I call them the weave flying titties out battle royals. Those 20 on those 10 on 10 weave out titties out weave flying battle royals that be happening, you know, in the projects. I don't like to play those clips. But Nate like to use those as examples to make his point sometimes. And it's not unfathomable. In fact, it's very feasible that some of the people who participate in those battle royals, you know, can Google their way through college and get a little degree and find themselves in the school system. You know, like you look at her, and I hate to just look at her and say, just look at her. You could tell, but you know, I could see her being one of the chicks out there in them battle royals. So it ain't really far fetched that she would be, you know, facilitating the, you know, some in classroom fight club. It's crazy the mindset of the average person in the general public, and maybe it wasn't like this back when school was harder. Back when you couldn't Google your way to a degree, maybe the breed of creed, the breed and creed and pathology of people that made it into a classroom to teach some kids was a little different, maybe. And then, but right now, you know, and have y'all experienced this? Have y'all experienced some people who, you know, they just seemed like they didn't have it together? They just seemed like they was, you know, missing a screw or two when you talk to them and dealt with them, but then you talk to them more and you found out that, oh, I'm administrative such and such on the school board, and I'm like, whoa. Like, I've experienced that. I've seen people who, you know, having the most ratchet conversation ever, and I'm like, ooh, you work around kids? Whose kids? Where? What school district? I need to know these things. So it's wild when you think about it. It's wild when you think about it that, you know, and again, this goes back to we say, oh, well, you know, we have our own thing, we build our own thing, and everything will be great, and blah 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 blah. But then some of the people that some of our communities produce, they make it into them spots, and then it'd be an unleashing of chaos. Now, obviously, every group got they bad apples, but I think it's easier nowadays for bad apples to make it into positions. I'll just say that. It's easier to go to the University of Google and work your way into certain positions. Where are we at? According to documents, several six. Okay, all right. Here you go. Here's the good part I wanted to get to. Okay, wait. School administrators were also shown videos that allegedly show several fights taking place between March 22nd and March 23rd. All right. Here's the interesting part with this. According to the document, several sixth grade girls told detectives that they participated in planned fights during school hours, and they allege they were invited back for additional fights. Like, this is literally Fight Club. That's how Fight Club works. I'm talking actual Fight Club, the movie with Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. Yeah, that's how it worked. It was like an organized thing. Like, they met up to fight. It was organized. Everybody got in a circle. They watched. They duked it out, and yeah. But anyway, they participated in planned fights during school hours, and they allege they were invited back for additional fights. They also reported that Footman made statements. That's the teacher. Footman made statements including 30 seconds, no screaming, no yelling, no phones. Very organized. What was the first? And if you watched Fight Club, what was the first rule of Fight Club? You don't talk about Fight Club. I don't know how they recruited or how they found more people, but the number one rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. She kept it secret. She kept it in-house. 30 seconds. No screaming, no yelling, no phones. What happens in here stays in here. What happens in here stays in here. Goes on to say, a detective indicates in a probable cause affidavit, that he reviewed videos and identified Footman sitting on her desk, failing to intervene in making statements including no screaming, no nothing, and stop pulling hair. Like you little chicks gonna learn how to fight for real. Balled up fists, throwing hands, no hair pulling. We ain't about to be pulling hair like some white girls. We throwing hands. Anyway, the document also said no records of Footman reporting the fights to administrators were found. Footman told investigators she did not organize fights, but failed to call for help to take quick action to stop the altercation. She's trying to plead guilty to a lesser charge, trying to cop a plead guilty to a lesser charge. She said Footman told investigators she did not organize fights, but failed to call for help or take quick action to stop altercations or report them to administrators. According to court documents, she now faces 4 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. According to online court records, an arraignment is scheduled for May 4th. That is wild.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
All right. She organized and made a real live, actual in-school fight club. Now,
it happens here, and it finishes here. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Now there is an actual real thing amongst boys. There is an actual real thing amongst boys or amongst men. Like, okay, you got teenage boys. They got a lot of testosterone, a lot of stuff they got to get out. You know, y'all go ahead and some schools of thought. You know, boys, y'all go ahead and duke it out. Y'all go ahead and duke it out. Get it off. Get it over with. Settle it. Handle it, and then y'all done. Y'all done. You live to fight another day, like what they said in Friday. Like with John Witherspoon, I think that was his name, said in Friday, played Ice Cube dad. So yeah, that, you know, I understand that that's a thing, but not at school, not in the classroom, and not with 6th grade girls. Like, that is shout out to Kareem. Says he didn't buy the ring, the show did. How do you know that? How do you know that, and how does that make any sense? I don't know how that makes any sense if the show bought the ring. Now, if you're just of the view that reality TV is fake, I mean, if the show bought the ring and she's not getting married, then he has no say on whether or not that ring goes back. That's a previous topic for those that made it in late. He has no say on whether or not that she keeps that ring or not. That's between her and the show if the show bought the ring. So you really can't even, so that argument don't make sense. That argument don't make sense. Very possible, but if I'm on a reality show and I propose, I would never do that. If I'm on a reality show and I propose to a chick on a reality show and and she accepts the proposal and then declines it later, I'm not caring about getting that ring back. If the show bought the ring, then it don't got nothing to do with me. That don't got a whole lot to do with me.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
And of course, we know about let me see, this guy here, is turning into a hero of men. This guy here is turning into a hero of men. Y'all know about this story. Basically, he married a chick, and to protect himself, everything that he had, he willed it to his mom and put it in his mom's name. So his ex-wife, in the event that she divorces him, she should never touch it. This is a professional soccer player overseas somewhere. Whatever happens, she can do nothing. He set it up like that, preparing for the possibility that the modern woman would go modern woman on him and try to leave him and take half his stuff. She found out that she couldn't take anything because everything he owned, millions in assets, all was owned by his mom. And all this time, she didn't know. So she divorced him and thought she was going to get half of all of that, but found out she can get zero. This guy's a national treasure. There should be statues and monuments built up for him. And was even funnier about it all. This is the funnier part about it. The funny part is his Instagram. Oh, I don't got that ready to go. Let me pull up his Instagram so y'all can see what men are saying on his Instagram. Let me get that pulled up. Hold on. This is this man's Instagram. Can y'all see that? Or
Hold up.
No, y'all can't see it. Okay, let's stop. Let's do that there. Hold on. 1 second, guys. 1 second. 1 second. All right. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Now we got his Instagram up here. Let's see. Let's do it like this. All right. There we go. We got it. This is his Instagram. Now, keep in mind, I'm just clicking on a random post. And it was alleged that he gained like 3 million subscribers after this story broke. Men all around the world. I can't even pronounce his name. Ashraf Hakimi. I'm not going to even try to get his name right. It's alleged that he picked up 3 million followers after this. And he just posted just some regular stuff that didn't have nothing to do with the story. But all the comments are just men just coming in saying, let's see. When Hakimi told his wife, "You are all I have," she thought he was joking. Public holiday. Somebody is saying it should be a public holiday, Hakimi Day. Can't pronounce his name. Someone said, "Bro needs to write a book for real." It's like his comment section is just full of just men giving him praise and accolades. Man of the moment. Men 3-0. I think he said men 3, women 0 or something like that. Johnny Depp. Sure, I don't know. Okay, yeah, he's naming other men that came away with win, and it's another name that I don't recognize here. I got to look that up. As a man, I am proud of you. It's like the sentiments and views of this space have spread quite a bit. Where men globally are singing the praises. Men globally are singing the praises of men who win. Men globally are singing the praises of men who win. It was a time some 10 years ago where I think it probably would be more men in the comment section saying he was a problem. I don't even know if they were throwing the word toxic around, but they would be saying he was the equivalent of toxic. That's what they would be saying. But no, men all around are praising him. My money has been Hackmanized. Says Tupac once said, "Trust nobody." Hakimi took that shit serious. Men 2, women 0. When Hakimi told her, and keep in mind, this is not a post about his marriage. This is just a regular post about soccer. That's it. He just posted something about soccer. And you can't find a comment that's not praising him for his divine infinite wisdom. Okay, now here's some Debbie Downer saying you have to pay child support for if you got kids, she'll probably still get the child support. When Hakimi was born, he named his That's like those commercials, the greatest man. What do they call it? The most interesting man alive, or what is it? The most interesting man ever. Those Dasaki commercials. When Hakimi was born, he named his parents. When he went to school, he taught his teachers. He's the most interesting man alive. Yeah, he found the glitch in divorce. Right on. He got memes and all kind of stuff bouncing around. Those who love Hakimi, please like here. His ex-wife must be on that keto diet because I don't see her getting any bread. Boom, boom, bing. All right. February 14th, Valentine's Day, April 14th, Hakimi Day. They trying to make a holiday out of this dude. Had to bring that one up. Had to bring that one up for y'all. That was that's the feel good story of the day. That's the feel good story of the day. But now to the main story. Jonathan Majors. What is this? Says stay thirsty, my friends. Yeah. But what is this all about? What is this all about? Real quick before I get into that. Let me see what we got in here on the super chat end. Says it's stated on the show. Okay, cool. Then he had no. He got full grounds and creative control to not care about the ring. That's between her and the show, and that's why reality shows are kind of fake. That's why reality shows are kind of fake, because truth be told, he shouldn't care. And that Love Is Blind show. That first clip that I played is from the Love Is Blind show. I actually watched some of the Love Is Blind show. My woman actually watched that stuff. She don't watch too many. She don't watch the ratchet reality shows, even though they did have some black people on one of them that did get a little ratchet. But that's one reality show that she will watch. She watched very specific reality shows. But the way that work is that two people that can't see each other just talk behind a wall, and they they talk to like 6 different people behind the wall, and they got to pick the one that they connected with the most to see if they could love someone without seeing them. And then after they finally meet each other, then they propose. And so, the shit is fake. The shit is kind of fake. But there are some things on there. Like somebody like Donovan Sharp, who be breaking down reality shows, would probably have a field day with that. I don't know if he covered that, because it was a guy on there who even without seeing him, and he was like the jock bad boy, smug type. All the chicks, kind of was feeling him without even seeing him. So it said something about the whole physical appearance thing that, it's a factor, but it did kind of show that, it's something in personality. And when women say that, they say it in what I think a gaslighting way, because they be like, "Oh, your personality matters," and they say it almost in a, just be yourself, just be a great guy, just be a nice guy. But the guy, he wasn't really a nice guy. He was just he was just a real smug Chad type, and they could hear it without seeing him. That was the amazing thing. The women could hear it without seeing him, and then one of the chicks that ended up connecting with another dude and getting engaged to him, but she wanted to be engaged with the smug Chad type. she basically broke it off with the other dude and was like really low key just trying to throw some pussy on the side because they was all living on the same little resort or whatever. So she was trying to go behind the chick that the Chad guy actually ended up with and trying to get with him. It was interesting. Even though, she had that great guy who was really just being himself and had a good personality, but she wanted, she wanted what she wanted. She wanted what she wanted. And those reality shows are effective, and you end up seeing a lot of stuff that we talk about kind of playing out. But thank you for the $5 super chat. I do appreciate that. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I do appreciate that. And also, Marcus Evans in the building. He says, "What good?" He says, "What up, good sir? I don't think his career is completely over, but I do believe there's an agenda to set him up." Yeah. I'll get into that real quick, and I'll open it up. Like I said, going into this one, that it may very well be a short show because I got other stuff I got to work on. Got shorts and pre-records and all that stuff that I finally got to get to. But
stay thirsty, my friends.
Thank you. That was a good one. We're gonna keep that one. Whenever somebody starts simping, start acting a little thirsty. Yeah, we'll keep that one. But as far as the agenda to set him up, I don't like when we talk about that from a conspiracy theory perspective. Because, like George Carlin said, you don't need a conspiracy theory when agendas line up, but it can get complicated to explain, and that's where the tinfoil hat people come in. That no, somebody at the top is trying to take him down. But I don't even think it's that. I just think it's agendas converge, and by agendas converging, that means that there's enough chicks that could see this man is in the spotlight. They see his career just got as big as it's probably. He's either about to go to the moon, or he's as big as he's going to get right now, and he's in some controversy over some alleged domestic violence with a woman. That opens the door for more women to come and say, "Oh, he was violent to me too. I want to press charges on this." I've never heard of a situation where somebody was slapped in 2017 and pressed charges on it in 2023. They set a precedence, apparently, that you could do that with rape charges, but I've never seen something like that go down when it comes to just physical abuse, domestic violence. So either some chicks are just saying, "Oh, I was with him too, and he wasn't quite as big. It wasn't quite as much to sue for, but right now he's making real Hollywood money. Let me try to see if I can get him to settle out of court for something that I don't know the statute of limitations on slapping a bitch, but but it got to be one." assuming that he's guilty, assuming that he's he slapped up one of his exes, assuming that happened, do they get to wait for this man to get famous and then come back and try to pile on him? And it's almost like because I don't think they legally could pull nothing off, but what they can do is publicly add on to the smearing of his name so they can get paid to go away. And that's those agendas converging together to where I don't think it's some top down, Hollywood, somebody in the Illuminati trying to take them out. No, I think it's random chicks trying to just go for theirs. I just think it's random chicks trying to go for theirs. And I think that's more or less what's really going on here. I think that's more or less what's really truly going on here. Just random chicks out for theirs, trying to go for theirs, trying to get theirs. Because it literally makes no sense for someone that you were with a year ago, 2 years ago, however long ago, bringing up things saying, oh yeah, well, he hit me too. Yeah, there goes the word me too in the sentence. That practically makes no sense. I don't know where any says, hold on, what is this saying? Let me make that bigger so I can see it. Well, Bernard, you may be off it here. What do you mean maybe off it here? Are you saying I'm incorrect about something? If I'm incorrect about something, I'm open to that. I'm open to that. The link is in the chat. And you can come on up and argue your point. You can come on up and argue your point. It's 2023. Your ex-girlfriend that you slapped in 2029. Can she come and get some charges put on you? I'm sorry, not 2029, 2019. Your ex-girlfriend that you slapped in 2019. Can she come up and get some charges put on you? That's what it's looking like. It's like they saying, no, we about to jump him. And that opens the door for chicks who wouldn't even, who's never been hit. And I'm even assuming a lot that he's hit anybody, but even a chick that's never been hit, that's just been with him before. Oh yeah, he hit me too. That's how class action lawsuits work. Where anybody that ever been involved, anybody, if some boxes exploded or something at Walmart, and so I don't know, some fumes got out or something. I don't know. Anybody who shopped at Walmart that day could, the 1,000 people can pile in, be a part of that class action lawsuit. It could have happened. The event could have happened at 6 p.m. You could have been there at 3 p.m. It don't matter. It don't matter. You can get your name put on the list. It's like that's what they try to do. It's like they try to compile a list. We all about to try to get a piece of this. We all about to try to make this happen in some way, shape, or form. We all about to do this. And Omega Dre's gaming channel is getting right to the point of where I want to take this, is that if no police report is filed, this is where it gets crazy. And this is where it just turns into a reputation killer, or just an attempt at getting him to give them some money to shut up. Because if no police report was filed, whatever wounds he allegedly put on them a year ago have healed. That means there is literally no evidence. It's about as much evidence that he assaulted some chick, that's just saying, oh yeah, me too, than what is evidence that I beat up Mickey Mouse on the moon. It's an equal amount of evidence. So it just turns into just a dog pile type of situation where they would just dog pile a man and for really truly no good reason. For really truly, well, I can't say no good reason, because when agendas converge, then yeah, it's about that money. It's about trying to get that bread. That's what it's about. And that's what they're doing. And that is what they're doing. And keep in mind, I'm checking something real quick. And keep in mind, I am use that word sympathetic. I'm sympathetic to the woman who's actually been hit. I am sympathetic towards that. However, if we're talking about domestic violence that took place a while back with no police report, there's no evidence. You cannot pile on. You cannot pile on for that. And that's why I got it there in the caption. What is really going on here? Now, right now, as it stands, he's lost a few things. Let's let me pull up the things that he's lost. Marvel has not formally spoken on it yet. However, oh wait, I'm tripping. I don't even got it. Hold up. Yeah, give me a second. So we don't know if they're going to have to we know we know Marvel don't like to recast brothers when something happened. So
Hold up.
I don't know. They're going to have to kill off Kang. But hold on. Let me do some Googling real quick. Let me pull this up. Let me get this up. All right. Oh, geez. It's everywhere. 1 second. Gotta deal with all these pop-ups. God damn. One moment, good people. I cannot get rid of that. But anyway, I'll just read what it says here. It says, multiple alleged abuse victims of Majors are reportedly cooperating with Manhattan District Attorney in the latest in the week-long controversy for Marvel actor who was charged with domestic violence in March. He remains. He is innocent. Sources told Variety Wednesday multiple alleged abuse victims of Majors have come forward and are cooperating with authorities weeks after Majors, 33, was arrested in New York on March 25th on charges of strangulation, assault, and harassment of 30-year-old woman who was treated for minor head and neck injuries at an area hospital. The New York Police Department said in statement, officers responded to 911 call in the Chelsea neighborhood around 11 a.m. with a woman. Woman had told the police she was assaulted. All right. Trying to get to the point where, all right, they're talking about the screenshots. All right, here we go. They're talking about, on the give to where they're talking about what he's lost in this, what he's lost. Majors, rising star, taking a hit. He's been dropped by talent agency Entertainment 360 and PR firm. The lead company Deadline reported Monday. He also lost several. That's a lot of film roles. Several. But remember, Johnny Depp lost a lot of roles too in that whole situation. He's also lost several film roles, including upcoming film adaptation of Walter Mosley novel, The Man in My Basement, which he was supposed to star in and executive produce, as well as an Otis Redding biopic. Yeah, that would have been good. He's perfect for that. He do got that old school, a lot of women were roasting him, saying he got like a civil rights era look to him. But yeah, so for some reason I got the joke, but Majors was also dropped from the Texas Rangers ad company, which was reportedly set to debut Friday, and the U.S. Army suspended an advertising campaign that he narrated. Majors and fashion company Valentino mutually agreed he would no longer attend this year's Met Gala, which will take place on May 1st, as one of its guests, Deadline reported. Now, keep in mind, all of this stuff started falling off when more women started coming forward and saying this and that and all the other things. The one little incident that he could have fought off, where the chick did take some accountability or responsibility to it. We still don't know what happened. We don't know exactly what happened. But the chick did take some accountability and responsibility for it. So it's still kind of a situation where, he could have made it out of that one. Now, more chicks trying to dogpile for whatever allegedly happened with them when they were with him some years ago. That is a whole nother thing. And this ain't even that type of Me Too situation where they saying, oh yeah, he slipped a Mickey in my drink, I was raped. No, they're talking, they're saying that there was some domestic violence, like even in the report with the chick, they said she was treated for, minor injuries. They said she was treated for minor injuries. I'm not trying to downgrade domestic violence, but a lot of times when somebody is treated a lot of times, most of it is minor injury. So chicks are basically coming back years later saying, I sustained minor injuries when I was in a relationship with Jonathan Majors X number of months or years ago. That's essentially what they're coming forward saying, dogpiling it on him to make all these companies essentially just drop him, basically. They're coming after, so that's a direct, we're coming after your money. That is a direct, we're coming after your money. We want you to either lose your money or we want to get a piece of your money and we'll go away. But we're going to add strength, numbers, and credibility to what what your most recent ex is saying in order to get a piece of the pie, like the class action lawsuit, where people can sign their name up for part of a class action lawsuit against, that's when, I think I got the term right, that's when a large group of people are suing a company, so to speak. That's when a large group of people are suing a company. Or suing, pretty much when a large group of people are suing a company. And, that payout is $1 million and 500,000 people are splitting it because 500,000 people were affected. And okay, then they all get $2 each. That's how them class action lawsuits be going. But sometimes it don't be that much of a disparity. But it's actually a little known fact. You can go and, let's just say if Irish Spring recalled some soap that they put out in a particular city at a particular time, if you could just sign your name on the thing and say, yep, you can go online and say, yep, I bought Irish Spring soap around this time, and you could become a part of that class action lawsuit. The only thing is the payout is probably, the payout for it is probably, you can get like a $36 check in the mail every now and then, like a $136 check, sometimes just a $5 check. I know somebody who scams the system like that. But that's sort of what they're doing. They're basically just signing their name on the list. Hey, I was abused by him too. He needed to pay some people to be quiet. Oh, he's paying people to be quiet. Yeah, I was hit by him too. Let me sign my name on the list. It's like, that's sort of what they're doing. What else did he lose here? Deadline reported Monday that there were 0 conversations. Okay. Deadline reported Monday there have been 0 conversations in the Marvel camp to drop Majors, who is set to star as Kang. That's so funny. His name is Kang. Kang. That's the character's name. Kang the Conqueror in the upcoming 2nd season of Loki, which has already been shot and is expected to release in summer 2023. So Marvel already dug in. They can't do nothing about that because they already shot it. So if they're going to replace him, they got to replace him after that. He's also attached to star in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, a 2025 release that has not yet started filming. Now they may replace him in that. However, I actually look forward to that. I hope they don't replace him, but I do actually look forward to that. Because that right there, just from the sound of it, and I'm like kind of getting off the subject of talking about Me Too and just about to dork out and talk about Marvel. Marvel have not been able to recover from Endgame, the success of Endgame, because Infinity Wars and then leading up to Endgame, that was all just so good. That was all just so amazingly good. Every other thing that Marvel puts out, the stakes are just not high enough. The stakes are just not high enough to get interesting because the stakes was so high in Endgame. But if you watch the first season of Loki, the overall gravity and weight of everything that was going wrong in there related to Kang, he seemed like a bigger problem to the universe than Thanos. And that's a lot. So from 2025, if they're going to do a movie called The Kang Dynasty, then yeah, they could possibly build up a villain that carries the weight of Thanos and the stakes be as high as they were with Thanos. So they got a chance at saving the whole thing with Kang. They do. I think they do. They get rid of a lot of aspects of the not the MCU, the what do they call it, the CCU or whatever they've been calling it. Where's my coffee? They get rid of some aspects of that, and then if they kill it on the Kang Dynasty, it's going to be an Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. That sounds like it's going to be good. Even though I heard Ant-Man wasn't good. I haven't seen it yet. The most recent Ant-Man with him in it. But Loki was solid. Loki was solid. So they got a chance at saving it. And then it gets weird. It gets weird because if they go and get rid of him, replace him, that could throw some things off. MCU. Oh, that's how they say it. MCU. Okay. I was saying that wrong. Okay, thank you. But yeah, if they properly if they replace him, that's going to throw things off a bit. That will throw things off a bit. But if they could some way, somehow manage to weather this storm, and they probably will weather it when Low-Key come out, because I think the companies are more, panicking about this more so than the actual people. I don't think the people care as much. I really don't. So I think Loki will get the same views, and I think it will float under the radar if they keep him on board, even though everybody is canceling him. Big corporate, big media is canceling him. But if Marvel go ahead and stand strong and don't punk out, they got something. They absolutely got something that they could probably go off of and probably do something with. If they work it how they're supposed to work it with Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. The Kang Dynasty. So I see that doing something. I see that actually doing something. So I'm hoping they don't botch it. They had to replace Chadwick Boseman, which was some nonsense. If they got to replace him, they're gonna replace him with Janelle Monáe. They're gonna call it the Quang Dynasty or something like that. They're gonna do something like that, and I'm just gonna be like, "Oh my, come on, Marvel." But the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. If anybody wants to come up and have their say on this, anybody want to come up and have their say on this, you can cover any story. You could talk about the middle school 6th grade girls fight club that this teacher organized. Come on, we talk about that. We could talk about the guy whose name I can't pronounce, who pulled off the boss move of the century. We could talk about that. Or we could chop it up on the Jonathan Majors situation. But other than that, I'm giving you 5 minutes. Actually, I ain't giving you 5 minutes. I'm giving you 1:30. Giving you 1:30, and I can wrap this up and make it an early show. And I can go and work on my pre-records and shorts and all that stuff that I need to get back on to grow my channel. Because y'all notice how I got to 32K and then it just stopped. 2 reasons. One, I kind of stopped doing the shorts. And secondly, I think once they start paying for shorts, it's been an oversaturated market. I think it's been an oversaturated market of shorts to where it's harder for them to take off. But I think that oversaturated market is cooling off because a lot of people who thought they was going to make big money on shorts not making big money, so they kind of backing off of them. So maybe I could jump back in there. But either way it go. I do want to get them. I do want to get them out there. I do want to get out more pre-recorded reaction videos and shorts, and maybe chop and screw up many aspects of the live stream show. So we'll see what's going on to that. We'll see what's going on with that. But either way it go, be that as it may, I do want to formally thank everybody for coming on in the building. I recommend you head on over to Mr. Fantastic, who's currently, I saw the title. It says something about the little fella Federation. Something about the little fella Federation. So he's probably over there clowning. So I recommend you go over there and check out Mr. Fantastic. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. we go. Wait, hold. Did I make sure I got? Okay, yep, I got it. Did get everybody? I did get it. Okay, yep, I got everybody's super chat. All right, cool. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.